Asia 2015 here at the Cine equipment booth. Now we welcome Gerhard from Leica.
Good morning, Gerhard. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you. I'm good. Just arrived, coming direct from the airport, and it's good to be here. So welcome, Broadcast Asia.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning. How?
Thanks for having me.
Great
Great honor to be here again. Yeah.
No problem. Your lenses have taken the world by storm, really. Tell me, what was the biggest challenge in building them?
The biggest challenge was the whole project was a big challenge, but we decided to do a Cine lens project with Leica since we realized that for decades directors of photography are constantly asking for these kind of lenses to get this iconic characteristics they know from the still photography into motion picture. And it took very, very long time till the money, the ideas, and the know-how and the technical capabilities came together. So the project is basically now 6 years old, and since about 3 to 4 years we are producing these lenses. And the biggest challenge was think how digital images will look like, how sensors will behave, pass this into glass, and getting resolution, getting relatively high illumination over the field, getting most natural skin tones, give a lot of contrast, and make this all in a small dimension of the design. And so that's challenging to find the right types of glasses to be used, featuring all these ideas of high contrast, high relative illumination, resolution at the end of the day, and pass the ideas or the images we had in the still photography to motion picture. That was a huge challenge, still is.
One of the remarkable things about the Leica lenses, for me anyway, is the fact that they're all a uniform size.
Yeah.
Which is technically, I don't know how you did it, but
technically it's a real challenge, to be honest. And we have a lot of new construction principles inside. It's not only the glass; it's also kind of how we do the mechanics. How we use multi-spherical technology in order to keep the size factor for mostly all of them the same. So we have now a range at the Sumi Luxus. We have a range of from 16 to 135, and only the 135 is a little bit bigger one to keep the T-stop on the same level as all the others are. But all the other lenses are the same size. And by doing this, we decided when we do a T1.4, we also can do a T2. So we have 2 premium lines now, basically coming from the same ideas. So.
The world now seems to be taking anamorphic lenses in great interest. Is there any hope of seeing a Leica anamorphic range?
That's a good question. You are not the first one to ask me that question of anamorphics. I would love to have anamorphics right now, but we don't. Image, and with the Sumi Luxus and the Summicron Cine lenses we deliver so many information that we still think by sensors getting bigger, resolution getting more, that spherical way is still the right way to go. And honestly, I don't know how an anamorphic lens would look like, let's say if you go 4K, 6K, or even beyond, which is easy for us to do with the sphericals. So that's why we did not hop on this train.
It seems to be an endless race for pixel counts these days. We started off with 2K, then 4K is now pretty average. Now we're talking 6, 8 and beyond. Is this a pointless race, or do you think there's an end to it all? Where does it stop?
That gives another idea of how we use these, what I call more K, 4K, 6K, more K. And this is the thing I can see, is that we are reframing the images on a bigger sensor size. But therefore you need to deliver that kind of information that we call K. I'm personally not a big fan of this more and more and more and more K. But I can understand what goes on in post-production and how you reframe the image, and that's why we as a lens manufacturer need to take care of. Yeah. And the T1.4 line, the Sumi Luxus, theoretically they go far beyond what we know as 6K or 8K. They go far beyond. And the Summicron line, we ourselves call it 4K plus, so they go up to 6K.
I know with most very high-end lens manufacturers, delivery times are always a nightmare. How many sets have you delivered thus far?
Well, on the Sumiluxes we have delivered so far roughly 150 sets into the market, and on the Summicrons, the T2 version, nearly 200. So these are quite amazing numbers for us, although I know that in terms of Sumiluxes, the waiting time for these lenses is still very high, and I apologize for all those that have given orders pretty early and have not seen any delivery yet.
Well, Gerhard, we look forward to the next amazing Leica products, and I'm sure there'll be many to come.
Stay tuned.
And we appreciate appreciate your time a great deal this morning.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
and
for joining
have
us.
a great show. And
Thank you very much.
Thank you.